diagram. This diagram is called STLC. The one which I showed you yesterday was SDLC. So what is the difference in SDLC and STLC? I don't talk the differences on the starting. Once you have the knowledge, you start comparing yourself. But one thing is, the full form of STLC is Software Testing Life Cycle. The full form of SDLC is Software Development Life Cycle. So STLC is inside the QA. This works inside the testing department. SDLC is for entire company. If you see, some various groups are involved. This is related to your department where you're going to work and all the work related to tester. So if you see, even this diagram is going to verify or endorse what I was telling you. This person, what they do is, they will put you on some project and you will do the analysis. That's called the requirement analysis. And then you will do the planning, which create another document called test plan document, which I will show you sometime in future. It is in the portal. The planning means just like a vacation plan. When you decide to go on vacation, sometimes you talk to your wife or husband and you talk to your kids and you decide, what we're going to, see there, where we're going to stay, what we're going to look, what are you going to see, and and so on. Sometimes you make a vacation plan if you are a very organized person. And the same thing in the testing. When you start testing, what tools you're going to use, what kind of testing you'll do, and that planning is pretty much supposed to be done by the managers or lead. But in my training, even I expect you should know how to develop the test plan document. So we'll do. So anyway, so you want to do the planning, you do the test case development, the one which I was explaining you. You have very limited knowledge right now, but once you work 1 week, you understand. So the test case development means you write those test cases and you check with your lead, and once it is ready, you review by the team. And once the test cases development is done, you will execute the test cases. As I was telling you, once the car will be ready, you're going and really doing it. And when you do that, what you're going to do, you're going to find the defects. And once you find the defects, finally you submit the reports and it is done. So even though this is a very standard kind of picture for this thing, but whatever we studied, yesterday and today, and if you see a lot of things are making sense. So let's translate this document or this picture into the real experience. So let's say Infotech Solutions hired you, and yesterday I was talking to you that we have, let me show you again. I was talking to you, this portal which came 2 years back in my mind that, all my trainees should have, where they can access all the document, videos, forum, interview question, resume, tons of things are inside, a lot of information about the companies too. So basically, so this was, and let's say we hire you for this as a tester. So what will you do? If you are hired in September and, if you're developing, you will pretty much spend some time, few weeks, few months in doing the requirement analysis and understanding. So definitely in the companies, you get a lot of time. In my training, we not have that much time, but you will follow the same process what you do in industry. So if you can do here in the training, which you will, because we are around and we'll make sure you do, then doing in industry is a piece of cake. It will be much easier than here. And I'm going to put you on the real project. If you go to the e-learning portal, they also look like this. So so you understand. So you spend some weeks and months on understanding the requirement, what exactly. Then you will develop the test cases, means what exactly to test. And then you will keep testing side by side when the time comes and you finding the defect. So that will be pretty much your job, and then you're reporting to the group and developers and project manager. So if you see, that exactly is this talking about. You're doing the requirement analysis, you planning, or your department planning. You are testing the test cases, developing, you're testing, finding defect. So Maybe it's too early for you to understand the whole department what the QA does. I mean, to be honest, it's an injustice if I say you should know on the very second day. But even if you start getting some sense, you think like 20-30% you are getting the thing, it is a pretty good sign, because sometimes you teach someone maths 2 hours and that person say, I didn't get a single line what you're talking about. Then then again it's still people teach, and then it takes time. But if you're getting 50% or 20% or 30%, that's a good sign. If you say if you're getting all 100%, I mean, I don't expect really. Maybe I'm doing too good, or maybe you are blind. So I don't expect that you get everything in 100%. That's pretty common. But eventually you will get. There will be a day come when I'll ask you, tell me, this project, what is the meaning of the test case? What are the fields in test case? What exactly the STLC? What exactly is the SDLC? What tester does? So even if I ask you today, as I was telling you, what tester does? So the tester does is a sign on the software project. Company is creating those projects either as their own solution or a solution for the customers. And what you do is you participate in the meetings and trying to understand what that requirement is, what exactly you're developing. Then you write the test cases to create the list. What will you exactly test? You review, go into the review meetings and create, make sure people review and you get the feedback. That it's possible someone can say, like this page, the one which I was talking you, it's possible that someone say, hey, you not included the test case for testing this link. You have missed that. Or someone say, you missed this, there's no test case for checking this. And generally there's another question, and we will talk in future, like what should be the criteria for one test case? What exactly we will include in one test case? We will say we should not include too many things in one test case. One test case is for one specific thing. For example, take the car. If you're putting the gear into the drive mode, one test case, because you're putting in the reverse mode, that's another test case. Yeah, if you put too many things in one, then if it fails, then you don't know what really the step failed. So more granular and more atomic level test case is good. So we'll talk about that, but that's so we go in the meeting and they're helping you that you have included all the possible scenarios. So the tester job is going into requirement analysis meeting, reading the document, understanding what requirement is, developing the test cases, getting reviewed those test cases, and then executing the test cases, and then finding a defect, creating a defect report, and reporting. And you will be surprised that when someone come and show that I have a 9-year experience, I will ask these two are my favorite question. One is the one I told you, like, okay, can you tell me what will you test, and see how the person analyze and react and answer. And my second question is, okay, you're working from 9 years in some company, great. What exactly you do on the daily basis? What is your day-to-day activity? What do you do in the in your department or where you are working? And you will be amused to see sometime what people answer, and sometimes they're not able to, or then sometimes you're surprised that this guy is really working, and oh, I do this, I do this. They never give the complete picture, or sometimes. So basically the answer is this, what exactly you do. However, you exactly do what you have to tell, what you exactly do, if but generally they do this, what I showed you, that they work on project, they attend the meeting, participate in requirement analysis, which is this here, requirement analysis. This capture should not be here. This is the BA does, so I have to take out from here. But analysis, then you write the test cases, develop the test cases. Test cases means figuring out what to test, and then developing the document like the one I was showing you. Where is that? I think I have closed. Okay, the one I just showed you. So writing the test cases, then executing the test case, when the solution is ready, and then when you execute, either it will work or it will fail. Once it will fail, then you opening the defect and basically and generating the report. So if the guy said this much, it's a great answer, which you're knowing on the second then, and with a little practice, you start, once you're doing, you have to answer the similar way. So any other questions? All right, 10 more minutes I'm going to teach, so, and then you guys can disconnect. So what I have taught so far, I taught how the IT company looks like, what are the different departments. What I taught then I also told you what is SDLC, or when any software project comes, how it goes through, what are the phases it goes through, what are the different groups who are involved in what phase. I also showed you, what really to test, and what is the and how the test case looks like, so the test case is written for what features you're going to test. Each test case will be some specific feature, and it is written, it has following fields: the name of the test case, description, steps, detail steps, and expected result. And actual result will be empty. So if someone asks you, can you tell me the test cases, and you say you have a 9-year experience, and you should not tell me what are the field in the test case, or if you are sweating and too much sweating and really do think like I mean, how can you believe on someone? And when I'm expecting my trainees, after week 1, they start writing the test cases. What are you doing from 9 years when you're not able to tell me what are, have you wrote the test cases? Do you know what are the fields in test cases? And if you have a friend, check with them. This is one thing they're supposed to do. I'm not asking the automation and other high advanced things. This is something very, very, daily, or what are the different activities which generally one test, the tester does. So these are the certain things I'm talking to you and trying to explain to you. What we will do tomorrow and the rest of the week when you not have, you are writing the test cases for Gmail. You are going to one website and start finding the defects, and that website has a bunch of defects, and definitely, and see whether you can find the defect. And then when you find the defect, I'll show you how you can write the defect. That is called the defect report, which you have to do in the industry. So all this, the documents which are here. And another thing I would like to request you, that in QA training, I found it's very opposite. The first few days are terrible. So this because you see a lot of new concept and new terminology and difficult part. However, from the second and third week, it is start getting easier for you and for me too. Why? Because every time I have to bring the new term. And once you have familiar with these terminologies, then I have to keep repeating again and again and get better and better. So when I'm talking in the third week test case, you have much better idea. When I'm talking today, you may be, sensing, oh, am I? So I hope you keep that factor, in your evaluation when you decide whether this is good training for you or not good training for you. So, so if you go, so look, someone was asking, so here, so all the test cases are written here. There's a tons of test cases here under the test cases. Test plan document, how the planning document look like, this is inside here. And these are the company templates. This absolutely you can use the same document in the company. There's nothing like different. So many times when you join the big companies, they have those documents and templates, and you have to follow them, and you will find 90% same, maybe one field here and there different. If you go to small companies or mid-sized companies, sometimes they don't have the template, they don't have the keyword department. Maybe you are the one who's just starting there, and then this document with our permission you can use there too, because sometimes they're like, oh really, you have the template for test case, you have template for defect, you have this, that, and it happened many times with the candidates. So but the best advantage is before you enter in the company, you know how the requirement document looks like, you know how the test cases are looks like, you know how the defect reports are look like, and when you learn the tools, then you know how to use those tools. So you're pretty much ready what those guys are doing inside. The only difference is you are outside and they are inside, and but I'm not the responsible for that. Maybe you are the responsible for that, because a lot of time, the people come to, they're the people, we're doing this training, in 2008, 2009, 2010, people coming and they say, oh, can I do it? Can I get job? They still, sometimes some people still call and debating. And there are some people who decided, let's go for that. And not the end of the world, it's not a college where you come like $100,000 debt and 4 year, and then they decided, and they're working, and they not have only making money, they have a career and experience too. So what I'm trying to say that you are basically learning the similar skill. I will be very surprised you sitting at home and you're not using those, in the industry, when the industry has tons of jobs and they're looking for the people. However, if you think that the only attending the training as a ritual, I attended the training and I should be working for $85,000 job come to, probably you have to change your thinking, and you have to pick the right place. If you pick the wrong place, you will be, no one else will be responsible for you. And you should have those kind of qualities to pick. You should have to take some calculated risk. You should have to take some decisions. These are also, when the trainees comes, we also tell them these are also the qualities for succeed in the job market. And you will be surprised that the trainees, they never think that, oh, they think that only knowing the test case or knowledge will be the criteria for success. Not really. The criteria for success is is how your interpersonal qualities are. Do you want to really succeed? No one can stop you, believe me. I've not seen anyone who is trained and who wants to do a job and not get a job. But I've seen a people who not knowing anything, you tell them, okay, when the people come and say, okay, this is my website, I want to put you here. Can you write the test cases? And they say, what is test case? I really don't know. I read in some, but I never wrote, but I have some idea. But we're not hiring you for the idea or your knowledge. We're hiring you to do the work. So means you have to write the test case, means you have to find a defect. So that's where the difference in the training, that people not have those things, and they think, oh, I also did a training, but I didn't succeed, or I also know that thing, but I didn't. Yes, but that's garbage, it's really not needed. And that's why. So, so leave those things for us. We keep researching and doing all those things and keep passing to you. You just follow the curriculum. I'm not asking you 2 years or I'm just asking you a pretty short time, 2 months. Follow the things and it will work. Nothing else I'm going to teach today. I think we'll do one more session tomorrow, and we'll send you some registration and some videos which we are sending to you. Yesterday class and today class. If you guys have any question, please feel free to ask. Otherwise, we'll end the session. I'll wait a few seconds or minutes. Anything which you comes to your mind, things you're not sure. Anything related to what I'm teaching.
Do you have any? Do you have any demo for yesterday?
Yes, I will. I tried my best to invite you, but I missed. So I will send it to you the demo yesterday, and then I will also request you to attend tomorrow. We'll work on some test cases. We'll work on the defect report, and I will also talk a little bit about the tools which will be introduced from the third week. Which tool we're going to use and why, and how the tester work, and then some project which is going to be floated. So I'll show you one requirement tomorrow, and then using that requirement, we will develop some test cases and so on. So I'll make sure you get that. I'll make sure they mail you. All right, guys. People already start leaving. I know it's 11 East Coast sleeping time. West Coast guys, maybe not. So thanks for attending, and I hope you join and give us the opportunity to work together. And see you guys again tomorrow, maybe 9:30 tomorrow rather than 9:45, and so we can finish by 11. So thanks a lot, and good night.
You'll be covering it, traceability matrix?
If you see, it is already here. If you see my screen.